see, Kamala dances to Kamal's music indirectly. See, that's Q-Tip, aka Kamal, his convert name. Q-Tip from Tribe Called Quest. Well, I got a quest that Kamala should be on is to watch my video, listen to my music. Maybe we could dance together to it. Huh? Kamala Harris for president, huh? Well, I got a lot to say about that. I'm going to start off with this. I wrote a song in the year 2020 as the election unfolded and Joe Biden was elected president and brung on Kamala Harris as his Madam Vice President. So I had a profound message in my head that I just had to write down on paper. Here it is.
Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No. Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking. I'm speaking.
I grabbed my phone and I zoomed the vice president, y'all. A little hesitant to introduce myself as Kamal, cause she got a white husband. To me, he's a dub, and for the first time in her life, she needs some black love. Hey, yo, Kamala, why you never answer my call? This is a citizen's arrest, put your hands on the wall. Now you see how this shit feels. You're black and being profiled, what's the big deal? I heard you hung with tip drills in your sorority, then moved back to California with a law degree, and even went from lawyer to Senate majority, then horribly turn your back on.
So, yeah, that's my song, A Love Letter from Kamal to Kamala. And like I said, I wrote that as I realized what we were up against in 2020, the year 2020. I want to give credit where credit is due. I want to first give credit to the voices of black media that are out there, the Tariq Nasheeds, the Yvette Carnells, the Dr. Umar Johnsons. I'll even go as far as giving credit to Tulsi Gabbard, so when she basically lambasted Kamala Harris at the Democratic debate in the year 2020, yes. Oh yeah, special shout out to Dr. Claude Anderson. Gotta give him his credit. He's the godfather of this. Yeah, it's important to talk about these issues here because Kamala Harris for president, okay. Didn't she give it a run in 2020 and she was one of the first, if not the first, to drop out of the race because her support wasn't there. And we were pushing the line, asking her, Kamala, will you represent us as you move into the political sphere, you move up in rank, and you can be president, vice president, whatever it was at the time. At first, she was running for president. She dropped out of the race, and next thing you know, she got the nod from Joe Biden to be his running mate as the Madam Vice President. Well, she wasn't Madam Vice President, but, you know, the Vice President, and up against Mike Pence. So, now we're here in the year 2024. This is a very critical election, I would say, because Joe Biden's out of the race, and we have Donald Trump, who is on fire right now. Literally, figuratively. They just tried to assassinate the man a few weeks ago. You seen that? I don't even want to focus on all the information you know. I want to focus on what we need to really be asking ourselves as we move forward in this whole election cycle. Because they threw a curveball. You got to admit, they threw a curveball, and there's a lot of people jumping on board so early, and I just got questions. Like Roland Martin, how much they paying you to run this whole black men for Kamala platform? You got a whole event coming up. I seen you, Bakari Sellers. I don't know, man. It's too so we just did a radical shift from Biden to Kamala overnight. I got questions, man. And I'm qualified to speak because I did this song when it wasn't popular. But like I said, I give my credit to Yvette Carnell and Antonio Moore. They had the whole reparations discussion going on in the last election cycle. And I was already privy to that, but I like to hear it coming from the groups like ADOS, American Descendants of Slavery. And then along came Tariq Nasheed and the Foundational Black America. And even though it's two separate groups, I like the fact that this discussion was being had, because I also, prior to the election, did a song called Reparations Anthem. That was like our national anthem for our reparations. Both of my songs could be found on YouTube. As a matter of fact, I come prepared. Actually, yes. These are my flyers here. I'm what you call I'm conventional with it. I'm not caught up to speed on technology. I like to be a grassroots type of guy, be out handing out my flyers and having conversations. Now, when I hand out these flyers, I meet a lot of nice people out there. Sometimes I meet very nice young ladies out there, and I hand my flyer. I say, hey, would you mind checking out these videos on YouTube? And then I might introduce my reparations anthem first. They're like, wow, that sounds cool. Then I tell them about my love letter to Kamala. It's a video, and I said it sounds endearing, but it's not as you may suspect it to be. Because I put Kamala to task in my song, in which you'll hear in this video here. We'll put little clips of my video. And then you can also go to YouTube, in the search engine, put love letter to Kamala, and it should pop right up. Kamal Shabazz. But so when I'm handing out the flyers, I'm talking to the young ladies, and then I realize, oh, they ain't really with my message. Yeah, that's because it turns out they're more feminist than anything. That feminine energy is just permeating through their pores. They'll probably stab me if they can get away with it. They ain't really supporting me. They're backing Kamala, and I'm sure probably a handful of the young ladies I spoke to about my video are now in support of Kamala. So that's kind of an awkward conversation. It's always been that way since I did this, but it was necessary. Me doing this song, it was like a profound message that was sent to me directly. I downloaded it in my head and I wrote it on paper, in a matter of overnight, quite honestly. It's to the LL Cool J I Need Love song. It's mine, I just had, it's black, hold on. That's black love. Because Kamala needs some black love in her life. I mean, she had Sweet Dick Willie. We gonna talk about Sweet Dick Willie Brown? She has some black love, but I feel like she needs some black love, you know what I'm saying, from your brother, Kamal Shabazz. Yo, Kamala, holla at me. I've been waiting on you for 4 years. Where you been? Where you been, man? The song's been out. I'm sure you saw it by now, because I handed some of your direct people this flyer, and you got emails that came directly to you from some of my constituents, okay? Yes, I have people out here too. Not like you, but I got people, and we all grassroots, and we all revolutionaries out here, you know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid of the word revolutionary. Don't be afraid of the word black nationalist. Because like I said in my song, I'm a black nationalist at Democratic conventions. That's black love. And guess what? I do plan to go to the Democratic National Convention coming up in a month from now. August 19th through the 22nd, I believe it is, in Chicago. I'll be there for sure. I want to see you there. I'm sure when I get there, there's going to be so much going on, the convention itself. But outside of the convention, I want to see the pundits, the people, the networks, the podcasters and stuff. I really want to have conversations, some real direct questions to them. They can ask me questions. We can go back and forth. And really, let's expound on this whole campaign right now, because it's turning into a circus, quite honestly. It really is. If you believe it's turned into a circus, give me a thumbs up or something on the video here. Give me a comments or something. I really want to know what's on your mind, what you think of this here, because there's a lot of people that talk. There's probably a little too many people that talk, ain't got much to say. They're just basically regurgitating information, not coming from a unique perspective, and it's just muddying the waters. Like, if you really got something to say, if you want to show action, I would say, hey, finance a trip to Chicago in August and be there at the Democratic National Convention and show yourself. What side are you on? You know what I'm saying? We're not going to play the fence this time around. We didn't play it last time, and hence why I wrote this song, and we're not playing again. Like I said in the song, we're giving you the benefit. If we don't benefit, you won't hear the end of it. Where we at now? You ain't going to hear the end of it. That's why I'm on this damn podcast talking to you. Kamala, Democratic Party, all the constituency, all of the delegates that she just got that can make her the official nominee overnight. What are you going to do? You getting all these campaign finances that Donald Trump got, Joe Biden got over the last 6 months? And let's talk about my boy from ER, George Clooney. George Clooney, I got a suggestion. Give me some of that money, man. Help me out. You know what I'm saying? I'm on your side, brother. At least put me on a let's do a movie, a documentary or something. I'm an actor for hire. You know what I'm saying? You raising up all these funds for Joe Biden, and now look what they're doing. They're handing it over to Kamala. Did you agree to that? I got questions. But no, George Clooney, let's do a movie. Let's do a movie, a conspiracy movie. Because they got this whole, Project 2025 thing going on. I'm not going to call it a conspiracy. I have not read the official documents. I hear it's like a 900-page document about 2025, and there's a lot of information in there about what they plan to do with birthrights, what they plan to do with education, specifically, in the inner cities and stuff like that. I'll read the official document, but to me right now, it's just conspiracy until it becomes a thing or it doesn't. But speaking of conspiracies, George Clooney, let's do this movie. Because, see, I feel like I'm the bastard child of Kamala Harris and Barack Obama. Hence, my name is Kamal Mubarak. I don't know what my father was thinking when he named me, but he was a man of infinite wisdom or something. Because Kamala and Kamal are very similar. And I also have Barack Obama's name within my middle name. And then I'm Shabazz. Shout out Malcolm Little, Malcolm Shabazz, Malcolm El Haj Malik El Shabazz, Malcolm X. Y'all know him as. Yes, that is my role model, Malcolm X. Barack Obama, not so much. We gave you an opportunity. You ran 2 terms. I was there with you. I'm a lifelong Democrat. At least I was. I became a Democrat while in high school. As a matter of fact, right after high school, I graduated and I received a call from somebody who was running in a local election here in New Haven, Connecticut. This is my genesis of my political aspirations. Even though I'm not a politician, I really wanted to get into politics, but the streets got the best of me. That's a different story. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, so I got a call from a brother out here whose wife, and they're still married to this day, and I remember, I'll say her name, Karen Walton. She was running for, I believe, alderman out here in New Haven, Connecticut. So the party called me because they heard that I was, into politics. However that conversation came about, but I passed the litmus test. And next thing you know, I'm working on election night in the year 2000 when George Bush. Now, this is very important right here. Pay attention. Because I was young. I was a young Democrat. In an inner city like New Haven, yes, we're a blue state in a blue city. But this was the national election. So we seen our local Democrats get elected, and that was a good feeling. As a matter of fact, Karen, I think, yeah, she won her seat that time in 2000. But long story short, we get to the real election, the one y'all care about so much, even though these ones in your city matter probably more. Anyhow, the election came about, and I promise you, I was there. I know that feeling when they projected winner was Al Gore. The projected winner was Al Gore. Refreshing your memory, go check that in your Google search or whatever. And then, I was jumping for joy just because our candidate won. Like, I'm a young cat, fresh out of high school. So that felt good, like, wow. And then not even an hour later, we was at the headquarters. Well, actually wasn't the headquarters. We was at our, where the polls were in my community, Fairhaven, inside of New Haven, Connecticut. And not even an hour later, they're like, whoa, breaking news. Might have been Wolf Blitzer or somebody. So there's been discretion in the count. We're hearing things of the state of Florida. And I'm like, what are you hearing in the state of Florida? Our guy, Al Gore, won. No, we'll get back to you. So now all of a sudden you don't have an official winner until they do what they call a recount. That was my first time ever hearing about some recount. Like, what the heck is this recount? Okay, so the next day, wake up and you literally see they flipped it, and they're saying the state to decide who was president went down to Florida, and then who was the governor of Florida at the time? Conveniently, Jeb Bush, who is George Bush's brother, who George Bush was running for president, and y'all know the rest after that. And then shortly after that, their agenda was played out. So that's why I say this information is important, because let's not mistake where we're at in 2024 from our history. America has a history of corruption, has a history of false flag operations. We just loaded with a bunch of chicanery, skullduggery. But let's get back to the subject at hand, which is Kamala Harris. Back to Roland Martin. I'm seeing so much division already online between the same party, actually, because it's Democrats fighting with each other right now. Because the problem here is you have a candidate, but a lot of people didn't agree that this was their candidate. This candidate was basically pushed on you. She was pushed out to the public, and that was kind of, that should have been expected. Joe Biden had a poor showing at that presidential debate with him and Donald Trump a few weeks back. We seen the writing on the wall. And like I said, I don't want to get into all the information that's already out there, but for those of us that already had an eye open to what was going on, you already seen this coming a mile away. But for them to move so fast like that, and for them to have the Democratic National Convention coming up, and they're putting her out there may be something we don't know. But all we know right now is she's the candidate. So, like I said, there's the division amongst the party. Like my son, I see, my son. Let's talk, man, brother to brother, man. I see you are pushing hard for Kamala already. And your narrative was, she's a black woman who was an attorney, she's a stand-up woman, such and such. And then you juxtapose that to Donald Trump, who is a convicted felon. You said quite a few other things, but that stuck out to me because, hey, I'm a convicted felon. And Aren't you a convicted felon, my brother? Last I checked, you were. And so what? Convicted felon. Why are people running with this narrative that Donald Trump's a convicted felon so he can't run for president? Well, you know what? I believe that's always been, that's the thing that's always been there. It just has never, the situation never came up until now, and it's been exposed that you can be a convicted felon and run for president. They didn't do anything special for Donald Trump to still be able to run for president right now. So that gives me hope. Obama gave me hope as a black man that I can be president, right? Trump is giving me hope as a black man that's a convicted felon that I can run for president if I want to. So thank you, Trump, for exposing that loophole in the due process of the law. But anyways, my son, man, come on, brother. Like, yo, you from New York, bro. Down the road, man. You from the Bronx, brother. Why don't you? Okay, so you supporting Kamala because she's a black woman running for president, and why wouldn't you support her and what have you? You know what? We got a black man running for president right now, independent party, Dr. Cornel West. And you know what? That's actually a good brother of mine. We have meetings in New York, sometimes weekly, sometimes monthly, but we're building it up. We're building his campaign up. Can we receive some support from you on that? As a matter of fact, yo, come meet me in Mount Vernon. We got meetings going on out there, right at the barbershop, man. I'll send you the location. All right? But anyhow, man, let's talk about 2016. 2016, Election Day in 2016, I was in Washington, D.C. Donald Trump was up for president then. This would have been his first term if he won. So we're at the point where we didn't know if he was going to win yet, and he was up against Hillary Clinton at the time. Now, Hillary, at the time, compared to where we are today with Kamala, Hillary seemed a more viable candidate, more qualified. Granted, Hillary was once she was married to the president, Bill Clinton, and Kamala Harris was or is the vice president. So that's the only thing she had over Hillary. But political experience, nah, Hillary had that advantage over Kamala. And, you know, the track records, though, they're both not serving anything good to the black community, quite honestly. So what is the difference? There is no difference. So what y'all will see is once it unravels, once y'all begin to really investigate who Kamala is, hence my song, hence the information that's been out there, like I said, with Tulsi Gabbard giving her the business at that debate, and all the information that's been disseminated on social media and YouTube, you'll understand what is Kamala really, what has she proven in this last 3 years? 3.5 years, going on 4. That's the question you gotta reside with in your mind and figure out, are you really in support of her? Are you being forced to support her? Do you really, in your mind, in your heart, feel like she's the best candidate, even above Trump? Say what you want about Trump, but 4 years under Trump, I said in my song, was like Schindler's List. But that was before we experienced this current administration, which has done a dismal job at administrating. I mean, under the administration we're currently under, the borders are wide open. I could call one of my friends in Africa, Thailand, anywhere around the world. Hey, yo, I'll meet you down there at the southern border, right there. What is it? Sugarland, Texas. Meet me down there in Texas. I got you. Just walk over. And you know what? When you come over, you're gonna get some benefits. Like, they're gonna hand you some money, they're gonna hand you a credit card, they're gonna give you an apartment, they're gonna place you somewhere in this land that's supposed to be your land and my land. Not really though, because we got borders and we got orders and we got rules, we got laws. The laws are being broken under this current administration. That's the bottom line. So we got this border crisis. We got inflation going on. I was trying to buy a soda today. I settled for some water out of a lake. I just, found a plastic bottle and I filled it up with water out of the lake. I thought that was free, and then they told me Biden charged for that. He got 3 more months. What's going on in this world, man? Not just this world, what's going on in American society? I envision an America where there's actually law being funny. I'm a convicted felon. I was once on the other side of the law. I may still be on the other side of the law. Who knows? But one thing I do know is there's laws. So we're here as foundational Black Americans or Americans in general, trying to abide by the law. And if you don't, there's penalties coming. Well, you got people coming over here illegally and saying we're not even worried about the law because the law protects them actually a little more than they do us. In conclusion, Kamala, you do not receive my endorsement. You can give me a call. You can inbox me. You can have your people contact my people. However you gotta do it. But as of right now, nah. I told you on my song. You had 3 years to contact me. I'm feeling kind of slighted. I'm salty right now. I ain't gonna front. But this is what I want to say though. I want y'all to pay attention to this next 3 months. Pay attention to this video. Look at the cat that you're speaking to, who's speaking to you. Watch how ugly democracy really is. Watch how much backlash I'll receive just for putting this video, just putting my truth out there. My video's been laying dormant on YouTube for 3 years. I had no problem with that. I'm a dinosaur when it comes to technology, so I didn't know how to really promote my joint. I did the song. I like to do my work, and then I forget to do the other part of it, which is like, promote it and stuff like that. So long story short, the video's been up there for 3 years. Now, I believe it's going to get some visibility because I've had 1 or 2 people hit me up about it, and I'm expecting more people because the song was a revelation that was made almost 4 years ago now. But watch how ugly democracy gets, though. I mean, I'm the same guy. I'm the same nice guy. I really come here with an open heart, open mind, and I like to have civil discourse. But watch how uncivil the discourse may get. Are you one of those people that are looking at me like, who's this nigga right here? Who he think he is? Going against the most powerful person in the free world. And right now it's there's a shift of power because Joe Biden is definitely out in a few months. And who is it going to be, Kamala? Yes, I haven't said anything negative about Trump. I can do a whole dissertation about Trump and some of the negative things he has said and done, but nah, we ain't talking about Trump right now. I'm focused on Kamala. So you have an obligation to keep this conversation going, to share this video, have a discussion with the people immediately around you and stuff. Watch my videos on YouTube. A love letter to Kamala, from Kamala to Kamala, and then reparations anthem. And we're going to continue this conversation. This is actually part 1 of part 2, because I got more to say. But until then, peace and love. It's Kamal Shabazz. Kamala, holla at me.
Because your city council made that decision. It was
So that's where the federal government must step in.
See, I'm just trying to appeal to you, Kamala. I know it's pronounced Kamala, trust me, I have the same problem with my name. But I heard you love rap music, so I dedicated this to you. I hope you like it. And no disrespect to your husband, but you and I have this 4-year relationship ahead of us, and our status is complicated. So I need you to prove your love to me and my peoples, or we can just go our separate ways. But hey, I love you.